we are now very close to do the next step. The next step is to listen to the video recording of Hartmut Rosa. Hartmut Rosa and his concept of resonance has a lot to do, I think, in my view at least, with reconciliation and with social integration and so on. Hartmut Rosa is a globally known social scientist for his studies in sociology of time first, and then world relations, and most recently on his resonance theory. His work was, among many others, awarded with the highest German scientific recognition, the Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz Prize in 2023, early this year. He has been a professor of general and theoretical sociology at the Friedrich Schiller University here in Jena since 2005. Of course, we met already much earlier when he was not already professor, so we have a long path way we did together. And since 2013, he is the director of the Max Weber College at the University of Erfurt. In his contribution to the conference, he addresses a new understanding of sustainability in line with the Jena Declaration, and of course backed on his resonance theory. That is also included somehow in the Jena Declaration. He is a primary signatory of it and contributed to different parts of the phrasing of the Jena Declaration. So let's watch the pre-recorded video of Hartmut Rosa. It's 5 minutes long, and then we will head to the next step: music, performance, and education.
How can we truly be together for a sustainable future? What does it mean to be together, and what does sustainability mean? Well, actually, I think being together does not just mean living on the same planet and finding compromises and dealing with each other. Being together means sharing a sense of commonality and sharing a sense of connection and sharing some form of global mutual understanding. And I think this kind of understanding we do probably not find through theories, through science, at least not through theories or science alone. I think that forms like art and music and dance might help a lot, because they create a certain form of actually mental and even physical disposition, which is a dispositions of listening to those who are other, right? To people who are different from ourselves, but also to things who are other, like glaciers, like forests, maybe the moon and the stars, right? I mean, as we heard in the music, right, it connects us. It gives us a sense of vibrant connection. It's a connection that transforms us permanently, right? So it's quite interesting to ask ourselves, what does sustainability mean really? And in my view, it does not just mean that we are careful with resources, that we try to save them and make diligent use and be efficient in using them. It's sustainability is a form of life, really. A sustainable form of life is a form of life that is not necessarily in harmony or accordance with nature, but in a sense of relatedness, in a sense of mutual interdependence and connection. And I would like to say, sustainability requires forms of resonance. For me, resonance is a certain form of relationship. Its basic components are the capacity to listen, to feel things calling, not just people calling, right? We are called by nature, called by rivers, by forests, by planets, stars, and the moon, right? And then we respond to them. Our life is a kind of response. In fact, all forms of life are all organisms, all living organisms share this form of relationship, listening, being open to the environment, right, to impulses from the environment, taking them up and answering with our own voice, right? So listening and responding, right, receiving and giving back, right, is a form of life. And actually this form of life requires what I call wide-angle attentiveness, right? Wide-angle attentiveness includes a sense of care, right? Being open, receptive to the things which are around us, right? It's different from concentration, right? And from instrumental control over something, because that's very focused. We manipulate isolated singular processes. That's different from wide-angle attentiveness, which means that we live in a world, we live with each other, right? With this kind of open awareness of the needs, of the sensibilities, of the capacities of others. We let ourselves be touched by them. We answer them. And in this process, there's mutual transformation. That's what life is. And I think we really need to regain this sense of life. And we cannot just do it through theories, right? Global understanding, which is required. It does not just mean that we understand how others think or live, right? As the Jena Declaration has it, right? It says that global understanding means that we have to develop a sense of the art, the cultures, the thinking, the forms of life, the beliefs of others, and respond to them, feel connection and transformation. So I'm really quite hopeful that we can live together for a sustainable future. If we somehow replace the paradigm of instrumental control and efficiency, domination over the world, and just compromise in dealing with others, this is the dominant modern paradigm. And I think we have to replace it by a paradigm of resonance, which means listening and responding, and which means develop an attitude of care towards the world around us, right? And we can develop this, we can learn a lot on our way to such a form of life from indigenous traditions and practice, from indigenous ways of thinking, of living, of organizing the interchange with nature, right? So I really think in this form, as suggested by the Jena Declaration, we can really move towards a new understanding of each other and towards a new understanding of what life is about, and therefore a kind of planetary wide angle attentiveness and for a sustainable future. Thanks a lot.